So if we have serious, well, I think they're supposed to just kind of let gas and things.
Okay.
Should we skip that out?
If people do,
I wonder what they were. What the hell are they?
yeah, if people do use the toilet too much, with a lot of people in the system, it takes a lot of strain sometimes.
That heat must be nice. That heat, yeah, must be lovely.
We'll skip that
So
bit.
sometimes they kind of, people come up and they have to put additional pipes onto that and then they pump it out, move it.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, the tree slide dates.
But no, I think everything's looking brilliant. And yeah, you can see that step up from where the modelling was at with the previous software. So it's kind of on me to give you the information that you've been asking for quite a long time now. So I need to make sure that happens. Are you with those ID things? How does that work? Or how do you see that working?
I think what it is, when you pick up the frog, it'll be on like an inventory system, and I think when you, I think it's
We have footage of the inventory.
Oh, great, cool. Can you pick it up again, yeah?
So you're walking around the game, you find something, pick it up. Do you actually have to go over to it and press a button to pick it up?
Yeah.
So you have to see it. It's not just walking over it. So you have to see it, you pick it up, and then and
Can
then
you
it'll
read that
go
full
into
screen,
there.
please?
Oh, that's my inventory.
And then what do you can then click on that, and then it'll open up and give you that fact.
Yeah, I think that's what we're working at, isn't it, Sarah?
Yeah, so I think the person that's doing the information part isn't here today. She's supposed to be here, but she's not been able to get in. So she's working on, when you hover over the item like that or click on it, basically a box will pop up, and then that will give you more information on whatever creature it is, like a picture of it, some basic information, and then like a maybe a little
Like a little map of the
maybe
anything,
like
wasn't
its
it? Yeah.
size or its rarity and that kind of thing.
And it's for me to give you that information, but you then just make it look how.
Like, so if we try and do it, it would take us a long time. If you do it, it'll probably take it in half the time.
So we previously agreed that I'll put those together. Now we've got that final list of species, or just make sure that we match up to what.
That'd be great.
List
Cool.
list. In terms of the photos, so because my original thought process will just use all of the images in the guidebook that I sent to you, and whilst we've got the PDF, getting the JPEG images of each of those frogs that we use to create that is becoming a bit of a pain in the neck. But so what I'm going to do, what I'm trying to do at the moment is, we're in the process of publishing a scientific paper that is hopefully going to be submitted at the end of this month, that is an inventory of all of the species of reptile and amphibian that we found in the park to date.
Oh, wow.
So it's and it's a big jump forward to what's been published before, lots of new species that have not previously been discovered. And in that publication, there's a plate of all of the images, the reference images for those species that we have. So I've requested access to all of those, so we can use the same images in the game that we're going to be used, that will be in that publication. So when people are playing the game, we can also say, and here's the research paper that gives you all of that, and then it will match up nicely. So it will be, it will complement that.
Makes it all more usable then, mate.
Yeah,
Really good.
yeah.
Okay.
I think having the same images that then allow them to say, they'll get a little bit of information from the game, but then they can go and get that research paper, and then they can get more information about each of those species and to link.
That'll be brilliant.
So that's where we're at. One thing I just want to mention is that, as happens with species names and taxonomic revisions, and the more genetics we do, the more we realise that something that we thought was something is now something else. The guidebook that I've given you access to, I think you'll be working from, some of those names, and I didn't realise quite how many have changed since that was originally put together. So on the list that I've given you, I've put the new name, the current name that we use in the paper that we're about to publish, and the old name that's in the guidebook.
Okay.
So I've just said previously known as.
Okay.
So
Though I did have to go through it earlier and put all the English names beside it as well, so we've got that.
yeah, and those English names, those common names, what you'll find is there could be 3 or 4 for any species. We use different people from different places use different common names for different species, and obviously every language there's a different common name for every species as well. But yeah, if you've got the common names in there, that's great. Probably from a playability point of view, from a game, it's much better to have those common names that people can relate to rather than just the scientific names. But in terms of the teaching tool that we'll use as having those scientific names correct is going to be important.
Scientific accuracy.
Sorry?
Scientific accuracy.
Yeah, it avoids confusion, because the same species can have many different names in different parts, even within a country. It just causes lots of confusion. So making sure that we've got the scientific names is going to be
Fantastic.
important.
Happy so far?
I'm really happy.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
and I'm really excited. If I think that the last group managed to get it to a really nice point, but didn't quite manage to get it to the point where
It wasn't a teaching
we
tool, was it
could
really?
start
Yeah.
using it in the way that we intended. If you're able to get it to that point where it does all the things that we're talking about, I'll be absolutely thrilled. It'll be fantastic. And, does every species need to look perfect? Not really. It's kind of open to your artistic talents to do the best you can, make things and learn the skills that you're learning in this process. That's really important. But then having the mechanics of it work, that you catch something, it is a species, you can open up the fact file and learn more about that species, and that's it. And then I guess the final stage will be, once you've got everything, putting in how common each of them is going to be. And I've kind of given you some
Yeah, I think if
data
you give us
on
that list of
kind of
that,
how common, how often they've been encountered,
yeah.
so we can use that. But if you need some help creating, figuring that out, we can go through that together.
Cool. Okay. Great. All right. Okay. Well done, everybody. I think that's
Yeah, thank you for that. I hadn't realised that I was going to get such a thorough overview of what you've done, so I really appreciate it.